First we had the Baofeng UV5R. Everyone's favourite, everyone loves to hate it. Then we had the Quansheng, the UK5R or whatever it is. Multi-band radio. Slightly bigger screen. Now we have this. An offering from Talkpod. Now this is labelled as a GMRS portable transceiver. I think it's aimed at the US market. See what's in the box. Now I think this is the one that they send out to reviewers and all that kind of thing, because it came with a programming cable, which you won't normally get. You'll get the radio with the battery and the battery clip. Now they sent it to me with a US charger, which is no good to me here in France. But it does come with a USB-C and a wrist strap if you want to use it. Oh, don't forget, it comes with an aerial. So I have already fired this up and put the aerial on. First impressions, very, very plasticky. Compared to the Quansheng, this feels solid. It's heavy, it's good in the hand. The buttons feel nice. This one, I'm a little bit disappointed. It feels very cheap. The buttons don't feel quite as nice. That button doesn't press very nice. The buttons just don't. That one's a nice definite thing. This one just feels cheap. And this keeps popping open. You've really got to get that push back in there or it keeps coming out. That's how you program it. Pull that bit off of there. Switch it on. I've already programmed it. We've got some airband on there, which I can't pick up very well indoors. It's a colour screen and it does stay on. Now I was having a job with this. I had the top one set, I had them both set onto channel. Now on this one you've got, you press the FN button and you can swap it from A to B, one to the other, and then you can do a VFO mode. On this one you couldn't do that, there isn't a button on here, so you have to go into the programming software. It does work on chirp. And you have to set the channels, so the top one is like the channel settings, so you can scroll through your programmed channels, and the bottom one I've just got set for frequency. So swap that. 1194. And then you can put in your own frequencies. I don't know what to say about it really. You've got your FM button down there. I can't find anywhere that says for pre-programming FM, or I think on this one, if I switch that to FM, I've got FM stored in on the memories. So that's that one. I don't know. The instructions that come with it are next to useless. Absolutely bloody crap. All it does, it just tells you how to switch it on, and it just tells you what's in the menu and what the menu buttons do. It doesn't actually tell you how to. I suppose if you're into radios, it will probably be quite straightforward. And you've got your short presses and long presses on these buttons here. So I've got it set. Short press puts the FM radio on. back off again. Long press changes your power from low to high. And then this bottom one, what does that do? Don't know. We'll press and hold it. I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, you push to talk, so make sure these are on the same channel. You can see that Quansheng receives. Oh, over here the trusty Baofeng's receiving as well. That lights up green there, that lights up green there, and that comes up there like so. I can't really say much more about it than that because it's just another generic radio from China. The only difference with this one is a coloured screen and it stays on. The Quansheng is just like a crystal display screen, and that goes off quite soon. Like that's gone off now, the timed out, so it will only come back on when you press a button, and that will come back on. This one stays on all the time, and the Baofeng's on all the time as well. Baofeng's quite lightweight, it does feel good, they've stood the test of time. The Quansheng, I'm really chuffed with that. That was €17 including shipping from AliExpress. You need to use some software on the PC for that to program it, but that's not a big issue. Feels really good. It feels heavy duty. This one, I'm not too sure about this, to be honest. I'm going to give it a bit of a test now. I have got these all set for PMR 446. So this is just an unboxing and a review of this Talkpod. Now, to me, I think when I looked on the website, these were, it was sent to me for free for a review. I had to pay some import tax on it, and I did say to them, I want a refund. It was only €2, but they said, now the first email they sent me was to do an honest review, not swayed anyway at all. So I sent them an email, said, look, I'd like my €2 back, I'm making a video for you. And it's like, yeah, send us your PayPal details and we'll send you your refund when you've left a positive review on the radio. Well, to me, that's being a bit crafty. I'm not going to tell you it's really good if I don't think it is really good. It works. There's a lot of talk on the internet that I'm not technical. I've not got anything to measure this, that and the other on these radios. All I know is it works. How good it works, I'm not sure. So I can't give you a thorough test. But for my money, I would go for the Quansheng. That's my honest review. It feels cheap and tacky. The buttons don't feel great. What have I done now? Oh, I've gone into something. Right, it's back to normal. For my money, I would take the Quansheng all day long. Baofeng, if you can get them, this is one of the original UV5Rs. They're a cracking little radio. The screen's a little bit small. That's the only downside with that. But at the time, these were the only things you could get hold of. So I've got that one set for PMR 446, plus I've got some other UHF and VHF stuff on there. I've got the space station repeater on there so that we can go through and listen to the space station when it comes over at night time. This one I've got the same, but I've got some airband channels saved on there as well. And I've got the same on this one, the PMR 446, some UHF and VHF channels just for listening. I haven't got a ham license, so on those channels I just listen. And I say the space station repeaters on this one as well, so we can listen to the space station coming over and listen to people from all around the world. So that is my honest opinion of this radio. I wouldn't pay the $70, I think, that it says on the website for this particular radio. Yes, it's got a nice coloured screen, but I don't think it does anything more than this one. This one's got the same amount of bands as that one. The programming cable is an optional extra. This one, I believe, worked with the Baofeng. You plug the Baofeng programming cable into there, and that worked, but it wouldn't work on Chirp. You had to use some software on the PC. This one works on Chirp. You put your programming cable in there, piece of cake. If anyone's interested, I will do some testing outside, and I will try it on an external aerial if anyone's that bothered about it. But yeah, the contents of the box, next to useless. It's got a US plug on it, but it does come with a USB-C that I can actually charge it up with. So that just USB-C straight into the bottom there. Other way up perhaps. Yeah, and then I can just plug that into a USB socket and charge it up. This one comes with a charger that stands up, but you can actually plug it in to a USB-C as well. So really, this has been a review of a few radios. So I will just show you a couple of things on this radio. If you switch it off, if it's locked to GMRS, if you hold down the PTT button and number 8 and switch it on, it says expand. I don't know if you can see that on there. That is now opened it right up, so you can program what you want into it. I think there's a couple of them on here, so you put it in number 4. No. Push to talk on 5. No. Let's put it back on 8 and see if that says it again. Yeah, expand. You can go through and push the talk button plus a number and switch it on, and it comes up with various bits and pieces. I don't know what that was beeping at. But yeah, so you can unlock it if it's set. If you bought it in like the US and it is set for GMRS, you can actually unlock this. And there's probably all sorts of updates, firmware updates, upgrades, this, that and the other. There's definitely a lot going on with the Quansheng at the moment. People are sort of jailbreaking it. So there's a lot of things. That's just standard. I'm not into all that kind of thing, and I can just use it as a radio out in the fields. But yeah, that doesn't seem to want to stay in very well. I have had a bit of a play with it, and sometimes you can get it to stay in, other times it's a bit of a pain. So the only thing this has got going for it is the nice screen. Colour screen. And it's quite clear. Other than that, I wouldn't pay $70 odd for that when I've got that one for €17 shipped to the house. That's all I'm going to say about it. And yeah, that's my review. As I say, if anyone wants to see any more videos where we can go and test out some of these radios, just let me know in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. So catch you next video. Bye for now.